name is Ginny Bolling, and I am going to try to give you a really quick rundown, hopefully 5 minutes, on who I am, because I figure if someone's going to invest through me, they would want to know who I am. So I was born in New York, grew up for the most part in Virginia, lived in Florida since the mid 1970s, had like 9 schools to get through 12th grade because we moved a lot. So I learned real early not to waste time making friends and figuring out what's what. I grew up with ball sports primarily too, a couple unique ones beyond, but the most notable being water skiing and horseback riding. We competed as equestrians growing up, and you're going to find I am not going to be terribly concerned about how I come across. I just want to be authentic with talking to you about the important things. And so hopefully you're good with very minimal editing. I grew up with the work hard, play hard mentality, and it was always team first and get back on the horse, you don't quit, all those. And so I did start working at age 15, paid my own way through college. I would say I'm a lifelong learner because I constantly take classes. I really enjoy learning from other people. And so do have some perfectionist tendencies, get a little down to the detail more than some, but you'll understand why soon. And yet I have a innovative side that, they kind of don't get along in some ways. So it makes it interesting. But so I was hired by the Florida Department of Transportation right out of the University of Central Florida. And I think I just repeated that. Dang it. I worked in the right-of-way department. So we did land acquisition, property acquisitions with other people's money. That was my first time using other people's money. And that was 1983. And so they trained us quite a bit in engineering, acquisition, all kinds of things. And so most of my life, I've been in eminent domain, either self-employed or as an employee, and a lot of times with or through an engineering firm or my own company. Might have been cities, counties, utilities, Florida Power and Light, for instance, electric company or telecom. And so the majority of the time it was acquisition people, relocation people, and property management people negotiate how and when to demolish or cut and reface a building. And as project manager, I'd be responsible to either negotiate at that or make sure it was negotiated properly. And so it was very interesting background and a lot of contamination and asbestos experience there. Then I was an appraiser in the 1980s. So that was during the savings and loan crisis. So a lot of viable projects actually went belly up because the banks that were taken over for other reasons, the funding got cut off for a while. So we were appraising a lot of PUDs, planned unit developments, where housing projects were started and maybe utilities were in, or maybe more, maybe at whatever stage of completion. We'd estimate the value as is and then as though complete. And so there was a lot of different types of experience. There was a lot of self-storage and industrial appraisals I did at the time. But then, like say, in and out working with eminent domain and other clients. And then in 2017, I was downsized at the same time an old college buddy was, and she always wanted to flip houses. I had been a broker for over 30 years, or about 30 at that time. And so we started doing that. And I didn't even realize at the time I had been starting to listen to audiobooks and commercial stuff and was building my network without even knowing I was. And I went on a consulting job to Baltimore for a year, and the flipping it wasn't going like she wanted while I was gone. So she went and got another regular job. And when I got back, I flipped a few more houses and went on this big cruise, getting ready to launch the commercial business, and COVID hit. We didn't even know if we'd get off that dang boat. That was March 8th. Anyway, turned out that would have been the time to launch, but I kept flipping instead at the time. But now I've launched, and now I've built quite a vast network and foundation, and I am invested not only as an LP, like what I suggest others do that are busy with life or retired and don't want to have an active part, but also as a general partner. So limited partner, general partner, passive investing, active, boots on the ground. And so that's what I think that people should really seriously consider doing now, is passive investing. If you want to do active, then talk to me. But either way, hopefully this helps to give you an overview. If you have questions, please call.